I am just gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm not about to waste my good clothes, which we all know what our good clothes are. I'm not about to waste my good clothes to sit in my home office. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Erin, and this is Erin on Demand, a place for entrepreneurs and content creators looking to build your brand, business, and impact. And today, we're talking about working from home and how to stay productive working from home, because I know a whole bunch of y'all are quarantined. Well, pretty much all of us are quarantined. I always say that I'm quarantined for life because I would literally work from home every day. But a lot of people are experiencing working from home for the first time for this amount of time. So I do want to share with you guys some of the things I do to stay productive while I work from home. And when I get distracted, how do I manage that? So let's get into it. Now, some of these tips may sound Captain Obvious. Some of them I have never heard anyone say them before. So you're gonna want to stick around to the end of the video to make sure you get everything out of it. So the first thing is to have a routine. And when you're working from home, it kind of feels like you don't have much structure to your day like you do when you work a traditional 9 to 5. So you may get in at a certain time, you take your lunch at a certain time, you have meetings throughout the day, and then you leave at a specific time and you go home to do whatever you do at home. But when you're working from home, you don't really have that work-home differentiation, which can be tough when it's time to insert structure into your day. I'm not really too hard on myself about waking up at a specific time, but I do try to get a workout in when I wake up. I try to make some sort of breakfast and go through my emails and, just kind of like warm up to the day in the morning. And then I chunk out the most of my day, a bulk of my day for my top 3, whether that is recording videos, having shoots or going, doing strategy calls, having meetings. So I do try to maintain a structure throughout my day, and we will get into that as we get through this video. The second thing is to not stay in your pajamas all day. And I hear a lot of people give the advice to dress like you're going to work, which I don't do, and I don't necessarily agree with. I am just gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm not about to waste my good clothes, which we all know what our good clothes are. I'm not about to waste my good clothes to sit in my home office. So I try to find a happy medium. So what I'll do is try to buy matching sweats, or wear some nice leggings and a cute comfy sweater. I just try to make sure that I'm feeling better than than bed wear, but also I'm not wasting good clothes. So I do have a work from home clothing haul if you guys are interested in checking that out. But for the most part, my go-to at home uniform is a sweat outfit. I have a little outfit on now that's just a little cropped hoodie and some comfy cotton leggings, or I'll wear a sweat set, leggings. Sometimes I wear little sweater dresses or t-shirt dresses, just things that are easy to put on and are comfortable. The third thing is to take a lunch break. And this is something that I found myself kind of slacking on. I would get so nose deep into my work that I would find myself being at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and I hadn't eaten, which is not good. So I started making sure that around 1 or 2 o'clock, I take a lunch break. Or if I eat a late breakfast, I'll push it back to like an early dinner. But, just making sure that you put time into your schedule to eat and take a break, and not feeling the pressure of, stepping away from your computer to eat. So do that. The fourth thing also piggybacks on the structure, but I use the top 3 method, and I know a lot of you guys have adopted this method since I have kind of made it a thing on my channel. But essentially, I use a whiteboard. And I basically write my top 3 tasks for the day. And instead of getting a little too intricate with planning out exactly what time I'm gonna do every single thing, I pretty much just plan out the top 3 priorities that I have for the day, and I try my hardest to get those 3 things done. If I don't get them done, I don't beat myself up, but my goal for the day is to finish those so I can move on to other things. things. And the best thing is you just feel so good when you get those top 3 things done. So I found that helps me with my productivity throughout the day. But if you like time blocking, or if you use a planner, or whatever it is that you do, keep doing whatever you were doing at work at home, because it really does help with your productivity and workflow. The 5th thing is to be self-aware of your distractions and learn how to manage them. Not necessarily eliminate them, because I feel like it's just human nature to get distracted, okay? It's almost impossible to completely eliminate distractions. But if you're anything like me, my brain is going 1,000 miles a minute and I get distracted, like seriously distracted. And so I have learned how to manage my distractions a little bit better. So one thing is to take social media breaks. So if you need a break in your day and you just want to scroll for 10 minutes, like, it's nothing wrong with that, but just make sure you're not doing it for hours and hours throughout your day while you're simultaneously trying to work. Another thing is a lot of people actually get distracted listening to music or podcasts or, different things as they work. If you find yourself gravitating to like that screen instead of your work screen, then you have to learn how to manage that and not do that while you're working. Just make sure that if you do catch yourself drifting, you reel it back in and turn those things off. Another thing I like to do when I get distracted is eat. Because, when you're home, you have access to all this food, especially now that we're quarantined and we just have stockpiled on everything. So one thing that I've noticed is when I'm editing, I like something crunchy. So I will get some almonds or some chips or some popcorn, and it really helps me focus. I don't know what it is, but it's something that I've just learned over the years. So if there's some time, like if you feel like you're starting to, your energy is starting to go low, or you're just feeling a little bit antsy, one thing I would recommend is just to grab a little snack. Okay, the 6th thing is to have a designated workspace. But if you do have a designated workspace and you feel antsy, or you just ain't feeling it, like your creative juices aren't flowing in that space, then move. I know that this may be a luxury, like if you have a studio apartment or, a small space that you're living in, you may not be able to do that. But if you are, working from home and you have a couple different rooms, maybe if you can sit at the kitchen counter for the day, or sit on the couch if you can bear not falling asleep, or, just kind of change up your environment. I find that helps so much for me. Typically, I go to a coffee shop or, the bookstore to work. But if you are stuck inside and you're quarantined, then that is not an option right now. So just change your environment around your house or your space, and it really does help get the juices flowing. Another thing I do when I am feeling a bit antsy is I will light a candle. So I keep a couple candles around my workspace, and when I'm just feeling like I need another element of interest in my space, I will light a candle, and it really helps me to focus more, especially if you get candles that are going to evoke different moods. Some may make you a little calmer if you're feeling too hyped up, or some may help give you a little bit more of an energy boost. So think about that as well. The 7th thing is to keep your workspace tidy. And there's a book, I think it's called The Power of Tidying Up, but please correct me if I'm wrong, but there is a book that talks all about the power of keeping your space clean. And I just find that it helps eliminate a lot of distractions from me. So I try to keep my desk pretty tidy throughout the day. It does not stay like that 24/7, but for the most part, I don't want to have a whole bunch of notebooks or a whole bunch of papers on my desk. I try to keep it very simple and clean so that I can focus on the one thing I'm supposed to be doing at the time. The last thing is to do one thing at a time. I know we all think we can do laundry while doing a conference call, while checking our emails, while cooking dinner because you're at home, but y'all, just try to focus on one thing at a time. I think being at home can make us feel like we can just do everything at once when that is just not the case. So I really try to separate work from home, even though some days it doesn't work out that, bluntly. But for the most part, you know, this is my work time, and then this is, you know, me cooking dinner or me fixing lunch or whatever. This is, you know, home time. So if there's a way that you can just focus on work stuff for a portion of the day and then move into home stuff, then that is the way that I found works best for me. All right, you guys, those are my main work from home tips. If you have any other tips, please leave them in the comments. My goal is to be a resource for you during this time. I know that a lot of you guys enjoy my business and productivity content, and I just want to make it as relevant to you as possible while we're going through this, you know, kind of weird, unsettling time. So if you guys have any video suggestions, please leave them in the comments below, as well as your own work from home tips. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.